Above the clouds, at the top of Europe, stands a steadfast figure. With the devil chained beneath him, he's the barrier to all evils on the mountain. It is the statue of Saint Bernard, the patron saint of skiers, snowboarders and mountain climbers, the protector of the Alps.
The Great St. Bernard's Pass, the legendary ancient route through the Alps, which man has strived to conquer since time began.
Connecting Switzerland to Italy to form the most direct route to Rome from the north, the pathway has been used for thousands of years, whether it be to reach the home of the church or to march on the great city.
But the pass has always been fraught with danger, riddled with bandits, and always prone to sudden bursts of anger from the elements, the roar of a storm or the deadly rumble of an avalanche. It has claimed a long list of victims.
The death toll on the mountain inspired Saint Bernard of Menton almost 1,000 years ago to build a monastery on top of the pass, a refuge open to all travellers, no matter what creed or social standing.
Throughout the centuries, the monastery has stood firm in the face of nature's exacting punishment, the monks performing incredible heroics to rescue travellers from the perils of the mountains. St. Bernard was credited with stamping out the evil dangers on the trail, and the route was named in his honour.
The St. Augustine monks who ran the monastery were the original search and rescue parties, scouring the mountains to save avalanche victims, along with their trusted packs of dogs, bred at the monastery and named after their founding father. Though now bred purely for recreational purposes, these Swiss icons live on in the town at the foot of the mountains.
Feeding time! Look at that.
How old is the breed?
Actually, the breed is a little bit more than 125 years old.
Right.
But dogs were held at the hospice of the Great St. Bernard more than 350 years ago.
Where did the first dogs come from? The ones that were taken up there?
The dogs really came from farmhouses here in the area, in the valley, for example, or even from the Ulster Valley.
Yeah.
And simply the strongest dogs were taken for the breed.
So it didn't matter what type of dog it was, as long as it was strong?
Really, any kind of dog would be considered as long as they could cope with the difficult weather conditions on the pass.
Their role as avalanche dogs is almost obsolete, isn't it?
It is, because nowadays with the modern rescuing techniques, lighter dogs are used for rescue work.
Are there still dogs up at the monastery though? Do they still keep them up there?
In summer,
Yeah.
we take at least half of our dogs here up to the kennel on the Great St. Bernard Pass,
Yeah.
and they still spend every summer at 2,500 meters above sea level.
And it seemed the dog still had a nose to sniff out a potential victim. Quick, get him! Get him! Kiss, 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 kiss.
During the winter months, the road to the top of the pass is closed and the monastery is completely isolated, accessed only on foot. So to take a closer look, we were going to have to negotiate the infamous pass, as travellers had done for centuries, using manpower alone. Local guide Eddie was on hand to ensure our safe passage.
Today we have to walk on the monastery, on the Gran San Bernardo col. There is no place here where you don't have a problem with avalanche. We use for that some safety gauges. Like you can see here, you can see the transceiver to find the people down on the snow. With this one, we can arrive near the person down on the snow. With no probe, you can find exactly where is the body. It's very important for all the group, test all the transceiver. Now I stay here with my gauge in test mode, and you pass near me at meter distance, and then I test you. Okay, you can go. Okay, let's go.
As we gained altitude, the weather quickly worsened as a storm blew in, making the terrain around us precariously unstable.
Well, it's not a particularly long journey, but it's not particularly pleasant either.
Imagine if the sun was shining, it wouldn't be so bad. We're about halfway up,
And the wind is really starting to pick up and it's loading some of the snow up, so there's a bit of avalanche danger. So we're going to keep going and press on.
I can see why they built a refuge up here now. You need it. It would have been terrible coming through without it.
The legendary pass had begun to show its true colours, and after a minor avalanche narrowly missed our camera crew, Eddie, our guide, instructed us to cease filming and complete our ascent as quickly as possible.
Then, finally, we caught sight of the monastery. A vision which had welcomed many from pilgrims to conquering armies for hundreds of years was now our salvation. And the warm welcome of this remarkable structure wasn't a moment too soon.
We are in the eldest part of the hospice, 1045, the first foundation of the hospice, in this part.
Can't quite get my head round that a building existed at this altitude almost 1,000 years ago. That seems absolutely unbelievable.
Do you want a taste of cheese?
I would love a taste of cheese.
I really like that.
Smells strong. It's really creamy.
So this door's never locked. Has it ever been locked since the first building was built here in 1050?
It's always opened.
Even when Napoleon came through.
It doesn't matter. The hospice, the vocation of the hospice is to be open for every people who comes in every times, in every seasons, night or day.
I know that the door's never locked, but is it okay if we close it?
Yes, it's okay, you can close it. But like that? No, never. Here's the main door of the church.
Oh, wow. That is incredible.
Yes. The section of the hospice was built in the 15th century.
Now, this is hard to believe that we're up a mountain at 2,400 meters.
It was many dangers on the mountain. The bandits, fog, the snow, the wind, and les avalanches.
An avalanche.
Les avalanches, so.
This is St. Bernard here, isn't he?
Yes, you can see him with the devil under the feet. And St. Bernard has the eyes to heaven. Now we are going to see something very interesting for the life of the house. It's the bell. The bell, the meaning of the bell is to call people to the prayers and to the meals.
Can I ring it?
Yes.
Can I? Oh.
Yes, you can.
Entering the monastery, you immediately feel welcome. To this day, people from far and wide are still greeted here by the 4 remaining canons and the many devoted volunteers.
Even in the 21st century, this place is still as valued as it ever was, and the dangers of the past still as apparent. The sealed morgue on the site of the hospice stands as a monument to those whose journeys came to an end here many years ago.
C'est que Saint Bernard, il y a 1000 ans, il a écouté une urgence, un besoin profond. C'était celui de favoriser le passage du col pour plein de voyageurs qui, à cause de la tempête, à cause du froid, des avalanches, l'histoire, il y a celle que l'on connaît assez facilement. Le passage de Napoléon, finalement différents personnages célèbres qui sont passés par ici. Mais je crois que l'essentiel de l'histoire, c'est celle qui n'est pas racontée. L'essentiel de l'histoire, c'est ce que chacun vient vivre ici. Et le passage vers plus de vie que chacun vient vivre ici, aujourd'hui, comme hier. L'histoire, c'est une chaîne de solidarité, d'engagement ininterrompu pendant près de 1000 ans. Je crois en son avenir. Mais un refuge, C'est pas fait pour rester à l'intérieur, c'est pas fait pour se calfeutrer. Un refuge en montagne, on y vient pour refaire ses forces afin d'aller plus haut, d'aller vers un sommet. Donc oui, il nous faut parfois aussi nous confronter bien sûr aux éléments.
And so the time had come for us to continue our expedition. With kit checked, it was time to head down the valley into Italy to the village of San Remi dei Bos in the Aosta Valley.
Well, it's time to say goodbye to Saint Bernard and his chained up devil. We've actually already crossed the border into Italy. You can see the hospice on the col there behind us.
The thing that got me, we got such a warm welcome when we arrived. There's so much energy inside that building, and it's such a strong, positive, almost defiant structure, challenging any of the ravaging storms to try and knock it over.
Well, it needs to be. We had a storm yesterday climbing up here. Today it's beautiful, beautiful conditions. The ride down into the Valle d'Aosta should be a lot of fun. We're going to just hike up a little bit further, and with this fresh snow, it's going to be epic.
As we descended from the monastery at the top of the pass, the views were breathtaking. Knowing that the route we had taken from Switzerland had been the same as Caesar's army, Napoleon, pilgrims, labourers and travellers for thousands of years was a special feeling.
The arduous trek up to the hospice gave us a greater appreciation of what they'd gone through. And I'm sure there's no warmer welcome to be had anywhere in the Alps than that which greeted us at the house Saint Bernard built. A truly enlightening experience, and one we will never forget.